Alright, I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this video from zombies fans because I'm a non-zombie player. I really don't play zombies modes. I find them to be tedious and they go on too long, and most of the people that want me to like them tell me, oh, you gotta do the Easter eggs, or you gotta get to round 50, that's when it really gets good. And, you know, no. I'm sorry. Hell no. I don't want to shoot the most basic AI in gaming history over and over and over again. No. No. I do love the zombies mode because I do like PvE horde modes, but in small doses. Like, the idea of defending a building from zombies is really fun. That's why World at War Zombies is one of my favorite experiences to have. It has a very simple defend the house sort of feel, and I like that. I didn't mind Transit, I love Mob of the Dead. Kino and 5 from Black Ops 1 are really fun experiences in my mind. I have fond memories and I enjoy the mode, and I recently made a video about how Zombies in Black Ops Cold War is one of the better PvE modes we've seen in a while. So, Firebase Z though, I don't know, maybe my expectations were too high, but I wanted something bigger, more complex, creepier, and instead, let me start with the good things first. I love the assault rounds where you are defending an objective from a huge wave of zombies running up a hill. I love that. I love the Ray K. I think it's one of the coolest wonder weapons we've seen in a while, so absolutely fine with that. And the overall aesthetic is pretty sweet. I like the way the boss looks, I like the way the map looks, I like the way things look, but in terms of every other aspect, take it or leave it. I even like the mimics and manglers, but there's too many of them. They spawn in so frequently, they're not very special, and they're not even particularly hard. They're just sort of there to soak up some extra bullets and give you a little bit more stress. So I think less elite spawns would make the map a lot better. So when I first loaded in, my buddy Jake, who has never felt the touch of a woman, learned all of Firebase Z within like 12 hours, so he was able to direct us to the power and everything and build me the Ray K. So that was pretty sick. I do wonder though if this knowledge of zombies maps and the lack of being with a woman is in some way correlated to one another. We'll never know. But either way, as he was taking us through turning on the power, I noticed it was a very simple defend the objective and kill enemies until the meter is full sort of gig, and because I am not a huge fan of Destiny, I got tired of Warframe, and I hate these types of missions in the Avengers game that came out recently. Yeah, not a big fan, and not a good look for a zombies map, in my opinion. I'm just not a big fan of this. To turn on the power, every time I'm gonna have to go stand in front of these little generators and kill the zombies until the meter is full, and that honestly completely demotivates me to do 2 matches of Firebase Z in a row, because I don't want to have to do that, like, one after the other. I'm sorry, if you think this is fun or it's not too bad, great, my standards are higher than yours. Moving on from there, I then was like, okay, where are the other parts of the map? And my buddy then told us, that's it. In the time it took for us to turn on the power and to explore the starting area, we had pretty much seen every square inch, minus a hallway or room, of Firebase Z. This is where my disappointment level started to rise. My disappointment level was almost at its max when I realized that Wonder Fizz spawns in after you turn on power. For those of you unaware, the Wonder Fizz machine gives you access to every perk on the map in one convenient location. And while this is a convenient addition to have this right here, it also completely demotivated me from learning the rest of the map and memorizing perk machine spawn locations. Just so you know, in my first match of playing, I did memorize where Juggernaut, Quick Revive, and other perks were, don't worry. It just bothered me. It was like, why is this here? You might think, well, Village can get pretty overrun, and you know, that's sort of the thing. You want to go back to Wonder Fizz, you have to deal with that. Not really. If you are playing with friends, which you should be, it's a co-op mode, you don't have friends, that's terribly sad. But either way, if they're in Firebase Z, they're inside the Firebase, and they're fighting zombies, and you actually go over to Village by yourself, if you're not in the middle of the round where they're all still spawning, it's actually incredibly easy. So you just wait till the end of the round to just go to the Wonder Fizz machine. If you go down in the middle of a high round, and you don't want to go to Village by yourself because that's a dumb idea, okay, fine, then run around and find the perk machines. But the Wonder Fizz thing here is not a simple, you know, oh, it's a high risk, high reward sort of deal. Not really, not really, not really. It's pretty easy to gauge your risks in zombies because you can keep a zombie alive or so, and it's not terribly hard to find at least a moment of downtime to run to a perk machine. And if I'm gonna run to a perk machine, I'm just gonna run to the one that has all the perks. Die Machine spawns in the Wonder Fizz machine 10 rounds after power has been turned on, so you have to wait a little bit. So if you really want to get set up before that, you're gonna have to go and learn the map and grab the perks. Die Machine has the Wonder Fizz in not a terribly hard to reach spot, but I think it's a little bit harder in the sense that it's a really high spawn priority area. You can get overwhelmed there very quickly, and if you're not willing to destroy that back wall because you want that to be a good round burning spot, you have to then weave your way out of the zombies if you are going to grab that machine mid-round. But of course, it's not hard to find a moment of silence if you're playing with friends to just go grab it. I actually kind of disagree with the whole concept of the Wonder Fizz machine because of this, but in my opinion, Die Machine did it much better. Also, Die Machine did not stick its Wonder Fizz next to a Pack-a-Punch and an armor weapon upgrade station. And that's just in the village. In Firebase, I believe there's at least 3 armor and weapon upgrade stations that you can use. That's crazy high. I never worried about having to go get armor. On Die Machine, I have that bit of stress when my armor's low and we haven't gotten a carpenter in a while. I think, oh, I gotta go run down there and I gotta go, use the mannequin. I gotta do that. I don't have to do that here, because any corner of the Firebase I'm in, I'm likely close to an armor and weapon upgrade station, making it feel incredibly easy. So complexity, size, and intrigue gets a big fucking thumbs down from me. And on top of that, when the boss spawns in on round 30, it's super cool, it's super intense. I love the way he looks. But then you just shoot him. You just dump rounds into him and then he dies as he slowly lumbers towards you. Like, we killed him before he could even get off his main attack, and then the game kind of glitched and made him give off his main attack, and then we put a couple more bullets into him and he died. In higher rounds, this guy might be a bit scarier, but do I really want to play for round 50? And then it becomes a very scary moment? Not really. I don't really want to hop into zombies for 3-4 hours at a time, and I'm sorry, I don't understand why people do. I don't think it's engaging enough to do that, and this map certainly isn't engaging enough to do that. By round 30, I was getting a little bit bored. I felt like I'd already explored the whole thing, and I was mostly having fun just using the jump pads because, yeah, that's a fun mechanic that wasn't in Die Machine, and so it was nice to have here. But God, Zombies has lost so much of its identity. I don't have any fear when playing it. It doesn't feel quite as difficult or vague. And while I sort of praised some of those aspects in my Why I Love Zombies in Black Ops Cold War video, it really kind of manifested as a problem here. Like, suddenly the lack of a main original cast and just instead having multiplayer operators, including characters like Woods and Adler, having those characters around in Zombies takes away from it. Going into a menu instead of like throwing your weapon into the Pack-a-Punch machine kinda sucks to me now, and then the Wonder Fizz concept I think is also kinda fucking lame. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna play this map, and I'm in the mood for zombies. I'm gonna be playing Firebase Z and Die Machine. It's actually really fun, and I love the equipment play. I love using tomahawks and C4s and concussions. I love the wonder weapons in both of these. I love the way the ray gun feels. I love the weapon upgrading system and getting your gun more and more powerful, feeling like I can properly scale with higher rounds. But there is definitely a magic that's been lost here, and it's nice that this map is free. I don't have to pay for it. If I did have to pay for it, I'd be very, very disappointed because just how simplistic and small it feels to me. It just doesn't feel right. I don't like it when YouTubers use a potential hypothetical thing in order to get mad, but I'd be scared of them bringing back something like Mob of the Dead and just putting a Wonder Fizz machine in like one of the main cell blocks that you could just run to. I feel like that would remove so much of the magic of like running around and scrambling for perks, and you might think, oh, that's tedious. Zombies is tedious. Like, why are you going for optimal strategies in Zombies? I don't understand this. Like, what has changed since I was a kid? Zombies used to feel like this thing where map knowledge was really important. There was a creepy vagueness to everything. It wasn't as easy as it is now. And now everybody that plays it and enjoys it, like, spends like 3 or 4 hours in a match. They're just using it for weapon camos. They're emulating like what they see speedrunners doing, and they're all about optimal strategies, and the maps seem to be based around being optimal and convenient instead of being creepy and interesting. So yeah, I do like the Zombies mode in Black Ops Cold War, and I like that we have a new map with it. I really do think this map should have launched with the game though, because then it would feel like, okay, well, these are the 2 launch maps, it only gets better from here. The fact that this is one of the post-launch maps feels lackluster, feels a little disappointing to me. I know some people like zombies as being an Easter egg gauntlet instead of something more creepy and atmospheric, but I definitely prefer the latter. Luckily, Black Ops Cold War Zombies nails what I like from a survival mode. It just doesn't really nail what I like from COD Zombies, so I'm going to quote my old Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. That's not that old really, but I'm gonna quote it because it really rings true here. I can enjoy this new formula while mourning the loss of the old one. So no, I don't hate Firebase Z, it's just disappointing and lackluster and doesn't give me the feelings I want from a zombies map. But living in the past is kinda silly, so again, I can mourn the loss of the old ways while enjoying the new one. So there you go, there's my Firebase Z opinions. If you took any of this seriously, I don't know why you would, it's just my opinion mixed in with some really bad jokes. I'll see you when I see you, goodbye.